Hello, everyone. Come the month of March, and we have good news that the configuration in the skies is conducive for our embarkations, growth, and success. You need to connect with your own higher energies in order to feel and absorb the energies that these amazing planets invigorate us with. Now, the energies of the transiting planets start a couple of days before the actual transit and last a couple of days after the transit has passed. So, to enjoy or take advantage of the transits, we always have in hand a week to 10 days in totality. Now, this month, you're sure to experience relief after the inconsistency of the last 2 months. At least you will get more clarity of what needs to be done in these coming months. The configuration of the planets is disintegrating. The good news is that there are going to be no more cluster of planets in one side to confuse you, no more retrogrades, no more delays, no more T squares, so no more obstacles, tensions, or stress. They're just trines, soft trines, and conjunctions of Mercury-Jupiter and Venus and Neptune, which actually facilitate whatever desires or dreams you want to manifest. So, with the entrance of the Sun and Venus in Aries, March is a much more balanced because the temperament of the planets in Aries will be on the same page. Now, March gives us the much needed initiation and clarity to progress further. Concentrating on the conjunction of Sun, Venus, Chiron, these three planets, it helps us heal through our inner realizations as we can free ourselves from the past stress, tensions, and hurts. In other words, we can easily overcome and close the chapters of the past that hurt us. So, the most important transits of the month, well, starting from March 3rd, 2021, Mars entered Gemini. Now, Mars left Taurus and entered Gemini, urging us to be positive and bringing out our inquisitive nature and also wanting us to be prepared to play like an extrovert. Now, Mars is all about taking action, and Gemini is all about movement and experiencing firsthand the impressions and expressions that we feel fascinated for. It urges us to be curious and eager to learn new things. So, Mars in Gemini, which trines to the planets in Aquarius, finally, Mars is helping us to urge the creative Aquarius energy and get back into action. That means have confidence in your creativity, whatever it may be, but give vent to it. So, chances are that if you've been hesitant or an introvert in the past, now your inner energies will want to move forward and experience something new. Accepting the changes will be more easier and you will be willing to try the new. So you must actually air your creativity and give vent to whatever impressions or expressions you want to and be willing to try something that you've never tried before. On March 4th, 2021, Mercury conjuncted Jupiter. So on March 4th, when Mercury conjuncted Jupiter at 17-degree Aquarius, this is a very, very fortunate transit. Initially, in the former months, we could not take advantage of this transit as Mercury was retrograde. Now that Mercury is direct, situations speed up, and Jupiter gives you the much needed push to expand with your plans further and also enjoy the benefits that come along with your hard work, especially when using it with the belief system in your intellect. So, the belief in yourself brings in renewed confidence and renewed convictions to your inner being, which can only translate into success and happiness if manifested. Now, coming March 11, 2021, Sun conjuncts Neptune, and it conjuncts Neptune at 20-degree Pisces. So the placement of Sun in our natal chart is our mission. And in the transit, it points out where that mission can be fulfilled in the present times. So where you can make that much needed start. So Neptune is all about the feelings that absorb us completely with what we feel deep inside. It sharpens our gut feeling. So when Sun conjuncts Neptune, we confidently create our own opportunities. Since we realize our core strengths, they can be confidently put to use in order to create the world we desire. This helps you in understanding your own strengths and utilizing them in the best possible way. So, with Sun conjunct Neptune, it is advisable to create your own method in the chaos that you see outside of yourself. So, there is a method in the chaos, but you need to create your own method. You will be able to easily blend with the new norms that the transformed world beckons. Adapting to the changes becomes comfortably easy or tentatively easy. March 13, 2021, when the new moon is in Pisces, it's at 23 3 degree Pisces, the new moon conjuncts Venus and Neptune, which makes for a romantic new moon or a romantic day. Loving yourself is the first step to inviting love in your life. You'll be able to manifest your dreams into reality. It's as if the universe is listening to that inner voice of yours and fulfilling your wishes in the best possible way. So miracles happen when new moon conjuncts Venus and Neptune. This romance of planets could be fleeting, so be tuned and be ready to experience the romance 2 or 3 days before the new moon and 2 or 3 days after the new moon. So basically, you will be getting 7 days in totality. March 13, 2021, Venus conjuncts Neptune. Now, Venus is conjuncting Neptune at 20 degree Pisces. So when Venus conjuncts Neptune, this is again the most romantic transit in astrology, and we are very fortunate to experience this transit from time to time for another couple of years, as Neptune is a slow-moving planet. So whenever Venus transits Neptune, we will always experience the soft feeling of romance within ourselves. So, whatever the circumstances or tough situations we may be experiencing at the moment, whenever Venus conjuncts Neptune, we definitely connect with our inner core and get connected with our true self. This phenomena gives us hope and the will to move on, and you are more than willing, or you will be more than willing to enjoy the charm of life, embrace life unconditionally. That's the key word. So if you see March 13, the new moon is in Pisces, and on March 13th only Venus conjuncts Neptune. So see, all this is actually conducive and urging us to bring out the romance in our lives. Now, close by March 15, 2021, the Mercury enters Pisces. In Pisces, Mercury is inspired through the levels of our intelligence and thus impels us to live our dreams. Exploring facts seem irrelevant now. It's all about romancing with life. Trust me when I say that those who dare to dream are those who also possess the courage to realize them. So when Mercury passes through Pisces, be innovative and trust the world of your intellect and creativity. Blend the yang and the yin energy in yourself. Close enough again, March 20th, 2021, the sun enters Aries. And we officially start a new astrological era, an astrological year. So last year in 2021, if you recollect, during this time, the March equinox had Sun conjunct Kiron and a heavy set of generational planets in the Sirius Capricorn. This stellium of planets created a lot of tension around the world, and even tension amongst ourselves, tension in our mind, stress in our body. So this time around in 2021, the sun is closely conjunct Venus, and this is an harbinger of good news, as your tension, stress, and everything that has disturbed you starts melting away. So the sun, which is closely conjuncting Venus, is an harbinger of good news, optimism, and positivity. We get clarity to the situations that are going to happen. We are more acceptable and willing to adapt to the new norms. Close enough again on March 21st, 2021, Venus enters Aries. Now, this is again in conjunct with the sun, getting ready for a total rebirth of your inner feelings. Your inner core will instinctively know what you want and how you are going to achieve what you desire, and why do you feel the need to go ahead with full gusto. It's like you're ready to fight your battles with a plan, and you know inside that you can be or you will be a winner. On March 23rd, 2021, Mercury squares Mars. Mercury will be at 11 degree Pisces and Mars will be at 11 degree Gemini. So when Mercury squares Mars, the squares are often or are always throwing obstacles or spokes within your wheels. With Mercury Mars square, you will feel like confronting and taking action impulsively. And it'll irritate you when if some kind of delays happen. You must remember, Mercury is also all about how you communicate. So you need to be articulate and observe through your intelligence. So don't rush. Now, Mars, the action planet, is very restless and ready to act. So the square clash is not good. So you need to understand that yes, there is a square, but don't be rash, don't be impulsive. The best part during this Mercury-Mars configuration of squaring is that it's in a mutable sign of Gemini and Pisces. So confront you must, but keeping in mind that everything can be solved amicably. Handle situations or problem with an approach to solve them. In fact, the advice here is that if you handle yourself, the problems will sort out themselves. Keep your temper in control. Mercury is direct. Mars is action. So impulsiveness and action don't go together, but deliberation and action can produce brilliant results. So March 26th, when Sun is conjuncting Venus in Aries, and it's at 5 degree Aries, which means we are right in the middle of our current Venus transit, which started in 2020 in Gemini. Now, this is the time when Venus transforms into an evening star. So while Venus is still in close proximity to the sun, as she begins to gain speed, she will eventually begin rising after the sunset. Actually, you can see it with the naked eye in the evenings. Our approach to matters of heart will be more rational and mature. So being compassionate to others will benefit. And you must keep in mind that we are in the Aquarian age. So always thinking collectively will bring in health, wealth, and happiness. On the same day, March 26, 2021, Mars is also conjuncting your North Node. So when Mars is conjuncting the North Node at 13 degree Gemini, now Mars being the planet of action and self-assertion, and North Node is what helps us in realizing our true potentials and goals, the road to progress. So when Mars is conjunct North Node, you feel positive and are sure of your actions, and you intuitively know that you are walking the road to progress. This conjunction will urge to walk the path which you may have never ventured before. So just keep listening to that inner voice of yours and move on. Since the conjunction is in Gemini, always keep a very fresh perspective and pay attention to the signs and details. Treat them like omens guiding you in your endeavors. So with any North Node transit, it's important to remember that there are no overnight results. You keep doing what you have to do, and the results will be rewarding in due course of time. So be connected to your inner core and your instincts. March 20th, 2021, the full moon is in Libra. So during the full moon, the Sun, Venus, and Chiron, which are conjunct in Aries. Now, Aries is the sign of I, me, myself. And the moon is in Libra, is saying the sign of we and ourselves. In life, we get a better understanding of ourselves through the observation made by others. It's also true that we can only understand the other people if we truly understand our own nature first. So, if you want to understand others, it's important that we put ourselves in their shoes and realize their feelings. Though this process or advice is never easy to follow, yet whenever the full moon is in Libra, opposing the three planets of Sun, Venus, and Chiron in Aries, it facilitates our relationships. Because we get clarity and understandings of not only ourselves, but the relationships that we share with others. This also helps in healing our hurts. It's like a catharsis and very therapeutic. March 28th, 2021, Venus conjuncts Chiron. So, and it is conjuncting Chiron at 8 degrees in Aries again. So, the Chiron transits often come with an awareness of how one can heal one's inner self. This awareness largely happens when situations cannot be handled anymore and health gets aggravated. The realization sets in that one needs to get up and take control of situations or your feelings before they get out of hand. Being aware and getting clarity of what hurts us could renew anguish, pain, and hurts in the process, but it's necessary to accept consciously of the wrongs before we make them right. So when Chiron is in transit, it points us to that area of your art life which needs healing. And when it is in conjunct with Venus, that means building our own identity will become easier. So the renewed confidence can bring in much happiness to life. Now on March 29, 2021, the Sun conjuncts Chiron. So Chiron has a special relationship with the Sun. All the learnings that we get are always through the placement of a Sun. So the Sun represents the self, our divine mission in this life. Kiron represents our past life hurts. So when we take our rebirth, it seems as if we are disassociated and disconnected with our previous source. Now, this can be healed when we fully accept ourselves the way we are now and not get disillusioned by what others think of what we are. So, recognizing our destiny and fulfilling it to the best of our ability is the correct path to self realization. So, whenever the Sun conjuncts Chiron in the transits, that is our time to get closer to our truth of life. On March 30th, 2021, Mercury conjuncts Neptune, and it's conjuncting Neptune at 21 degree in Pisces again. So whenever Mercury conjuncts Neptune, it's mind's intellect catching up with your feelings. That means your intellect is catching up with your feelings. The mind is wanting to coordinate with what you feel, with your heart. Now, this transits often can be very confusing. Your wishful thinking of mind can often be perplexed with your intuition, inner voice, or your inner feelings. So, if you contemplate and get into your inner space, you can actually take tremendous advantage of the insights that you get. Because Neptune always sharpens the intuition. The profundity that the conjunction of Mercury and Neptune brings forth is nothing but your own core truth about yourself and how best you can use your energies together and give structure to your innermost desires and dreams. Meditation during this period brings in clarity of thoughts, and you could virtually travel through your dreams, grasping important inputs that can help you grow successfully in your real world, perhaps sow your seeds brilliantly well so that you get what you have sown. So, must remember you will reap what you sow. So, make sure your seeds are healthy when you're sowing them in March. Stay tuned for all these transits, how they're going to affect different zodiacs. Till then, stay blessed.